to Magadi in Parago area, bringing to you an inspirational story of a mother, a teacher, a minister, someone who has been a role model to my nation. It's very Supeet show. I welcome you. Enjoy the story and see how somebody can overcome challenges and hurdles on the way. There are a lot of hurdles, there are a lot of challenges, but she's not giving up. She wants to impact life. She wants to bring change here in Magadi.
In the scorching sun of Magadi area, Kajiado County in Kenya, Gladys Tukero, a young mother from the pastoral Maasai community, sits under the scanty shadows of an acacia tree with a sewing machine already starting the long journey of transforming her life from pastoralism dependency to tailoring business skills.
Katika mabadiliko ya hewa, miaka miwili iliyopita kiangazi ilikuja ikagonga huku kwetu sana. Ng'ombe zikakufa.
In the recent years, a series of prolonged drought in this sub-Saharan region has left her family and the entire community in crisis after almost all their livestock died out of starvation. Climatic changes and unpredictable weather patterns can no longer guarantee a sole dependency on livestock keeping anymore.
Na imetuwezesha kuweka mkate mezani.
To her, the skills she obtained from Namayana Vocational Training Center turns out to be the only weapon to fight off the raging pangs of famine that has struck in this area. 20 years ago, Honorable Janet Sereu, a Kenyan trained teacher and currently the Cabinet Secretary of Gender, Culture, Cooperatives, Tourism and Wildlife from the Maasai community in the County Government of Kajiado, conceived a vision of transforming and uplifting the livelihood of youths and young mothers in her community.
My name is Janet Sereu. I'm currently the County CCM or Minister in charge of Gender, Cooperatives, Culture, Tourism and Wildlife. And I come from Magadi ward. Here today we are at Namayana Youth and Vocational Training Center. I developed this center when I was a teacher. I was a teacher for some years, and I taught in the most arid areas, that is Shombole, Orgramatian and Mosiro. I was born here in Magadi and I still live here in Magadi. So I developed this center because of the gaps that I saw in the livelihoods of these people, my people and my community. In this area, this is an arid land. 95% of this ward is arid. And with the climate change, the effects of climate change in the whole world, it is much felt in arid areas, particularly in a place like this one. The livelihood of these people is pastoralism. And with the long droughts, all the animals died. Most of the animals died, both goats and cows.
She believes the vocational skills earned from tailoring, carpentry, and simple mechanical engineering and fixation could bring an economical change to many families in this area.
Now the confusion is, what next can we do? Here you cannot do crop cultivation. So what is the next form of livelihood to the people of this area? And that's why I thought of coming up with a vocational training center.
Ore na nikidolta duo na project ajo kelotu e support you na ore we support onkera ore bas entemata KCP me impoke ora ke aku me impoke me bu secondary poke me tini misho max merabai secondary ako na me impoke ni minagine na kidola ajo kelotu isaidia you kamu
So the chief is saying that one advantage of the center is that one issue we have here is when many children finish KCP and KCSE, many of them will not go to secondary schools and high schools because of marks. Maybe they don't meet the cutoff mark for the government to join the secondary school. And many may not meet the cut-off mark to join the universities and colleges. So there is a lot of wastage. And maybe another issue is most of the children come from disadvantaged families who will not be able to support them to those costly courses. So many of them get lost there in the society. So the center will help them to come and and learn alternative skills.
The target vocational skills was tailoring. We know right now, especially when we come to the female population, the Maasai shukas is one of the leading that is trending in the world today. And during the occasions, women have a tendency of changing dress code. That is the nature of a woman. So this one can make them get good returns. So for our young men, how I would really want this center to be is made up of 3 classrooms and a workshop. The second classroom will be for carpentry and a workshop for practical work. Modern life today, there is a shift from traditional houses to mabati houses. When you are in a mabati house, you need a bed, you need a table, you need stools. Where do we get? You need a whole unit or a wardrobe. Where do we get these ones? We have to travel all the way to Kisaya to buy them. So if we train our young people on vocational skills, they'll be able to come up with furniture shops where we don't need to get fuel all the way to Kiserian, pay fare all the way to Kiserian to go and get. They'll be able to make simple supplies to the community. In return, it's going to address their economic needs. And then the third classroom is for simple engineering, that they can be able to fix motorbikes, small cars when they break. So for us to be able to address those simple issues is if we give our youth vocational skills, then they'll be able to handle those small issues in the community. They'll be able to fix motorbikes, fix vehicles that are here. We are going to have our own mechanics that can be able to do that one. What else we need here is we need a dormitory. Just like the way I said, this is an arid area. The distance is vast between one home and the other one because people are trying to live in areas where they can get little grass for their few animals that are left. So if we can get a dormitory in this area, then the youth and those people who are in need of vocational skills will be able to come here, undergo their training and break during the holidays like anybody else, and they'll be settled psychologically. And in this vocational training center, I had done championing or advocacy in several community forums. And after doing advocacy, the Orkeri Group Ranch gave me 5 acres to develop a center. And through partnership with friends, we were able to do the first classroom, the fence and the toilets.
And so Gladys Tukero and other young mothers joined tailoring classes at Namayana Vocational Training Center.
When we started these classes, we had very many young mothers coming from their homes during the day to come and learn classes of carpentry here. So we gave a chance to the young mothers. Our program is flexible. You can come today. Tomorrow when you have a need of a family, you can go and address and still come and continue. And those of them who have gone through this center, more than 20 of them, they have gone and bought their own sewing machines. And they are earning a living right now. Now that we don't have cows, so they are few. They can be able to make shukas, to make dresses and uniforms, and still feed their families and get school fees for their children.
Na tunamshukuru mheshimiwa kwa sababu ametusaidia, ameleta hii kosi ya ushonaji na imetuwezesha kuweka mkate mezani, imetuwezesha kulisha familia na kuleta mabadiliko kwa jamii yetu.
Janet Sereu's journey to realizing her dreams began here. Then a year later, a heavy downpour followed by a rising wind blows off the iron sheet roof and breaks the glass windows of the classroom. Gladys Tukero and her classmate can no longer proceed with their trainings. Their valued dreams hangs in a balance.
Yes, personally, my life has been good. But what about for the people of my own community? That's why even when this roof was blown out by the strong winds, because this is an area where we experience strong winds. The roof was made up of mabati and timber. It is the strong winds that blew off the roof. But the plans are now, we are going to use strong materials, metal rods and strong iron sheets about gauge 30 or other strong one to be able to make the roof. So this is a need in this society, given the changes in climate, given the change in the economic, lifestyle of these people. Now that we cannot, pastoralism is becoming a challenge for us. Land is becoming little. The land use patterns have changed, the soils of the land. The rain pattern has changed. It's no longer unpredictable.
But to Janet Sereu, it is not a battle lost, but a new dawn and a new phase to realizing her dreams.
This is my second life. The second life is outside my office as a minister, as a member of this community. How can I help to address? And to be able to do this, if I succeed in developing the Namayana Youth and Vocational Training Center, then I'll have touched a life in this community. I'll have changed the living standards of people in this community. And people will embrace the new modes of economy rather than the traditional livestock keeping methods.
And the struggles continues.
So to me, this is something, a dream that I had 20 years ago. And I'll never relent until the dream is achieved. Because I live in this community. And one day, when I sit down, I will reflect. Yes, personally, my life has been good. But what about for the people of my own community?
It is always possible. You can always be whatever you are dreaming to be. Mary Supeet Show, inspiring lives.